Welcome to Sim UK. Today I'm reviewing the absolutely fantastic UTC Mk, a professional wireless TrackIR alternative. If you're in the market for a head tracker, then I suggest that you watch this video. A massive thank you goes out to Bart at UTC, who has provided me today with a UTC device so that I can test and review it for you. Let's begin with the unboxing. The UTC2 came nicely packaged in a relatively thin square cardboard box. Initially it had an external bubble wrap envelope too, but this is the main container. It's very neatly packaged inside and has a perfectly snug fit within the box. Inside we can see a generic USB cable is about 1.5 meters long. So the USB to micro USB cable is black in colour and pretty much just a generic USB cable. There's a square tab of Velcro which feels to be of a good quality and therefore very strong. And finally, carefully wrapped up inside the bubble wrap was the UTC2. It appears to be very well made and has a nice shape and finish with a matte black sheen effect on it. It's lightweight but feels robust, and the two protruding stalks or arms within which the infrared LEDs are located feel strong with some flexibility. The join here is visible, but it's very clean and smooth. There are no rough edges of any sort. The OnOff Switch feels solid and shouldn't give you any issues at all, and the micro USB port at the back is well positioned and simple to connect. There are no obstructions requiring a specific type of USB cable. So UTC started from one friend asking another to make them a head tracking device. Then it was requested that that device became wireless, and thus was born the UTC version 1. Since that time, the UTC device has undergone numerous upgrades and enhancements, and now we have the UTC2, which is what I'm going to be reviewing today. Understand that there is also a UTC3 in the pipeline, but unfortunately I have no specifics for that device for you today. UTC are based out of Poland and they ship worldwide. Shipping costs vary depending on where you are shipping to. There's some information here about pricing. There are 3 variations of the UTC Mk, each of which are identical in looks, and the only difference and change is in the battery life and the weight of the device itself. The UTC Mk Lite has an 8 hours working time, a 650 mAh battery, and weighs 35 grams. UTC Mk, which is what I will be reviewing today, has an 11-hour working battery time, a 1000 mAh battery, and it weighs 45 grams, just 10 grams more than the Lite version. The UTC Mk Pro has a 19-hour working time, a 1600 mAh battery, and weighs 55 grams. This will set you back 170 Polish zloty, which is $40 and approximately £33. Plus you'll have shipping on top of that, which is an additional £10 approximately. The UTC Mk is fully working with TrackIR and works perfectly as an alternative for TrackClip or TrackClip Pro. It works with FreeTrack, FaceTrack Noir and OpenTrack. The rechargeable batteries are LiPo branded. UTC2 also has a built-in module to ensure constant voltage of battery, no nominal voltage drops, which means that you get the same bright LED all of the time, and that will in turn translate as a perfect tracking of your head movement. The UTC Mk contains a double battery protection module. This protects the battery from voltage drops below 3 volts, and another one which is actually built into the battery circuit itself. Recharging is achieved via the USB cable. Please note that you can still play whilst the battery is charging. I have tried this myself and it works perfectly. The charging status is marked by a single 2-colour LED on the side of the case. Red indicates charging and green indicates fully charged. There's a built-in on-off switch on the side, and of course we have 3 high-quality infrared 130-degree high-angle LEDs. This gives great field of view and is harder to lose signal. A direct quote from UTC is that this means you'll break your neck faster than losing tracking. We'll see if that's true. UTC also promote a very low latency, which, again, another quote from UTC is that this guarantees a real working time. Like most alternative head trackers, UTC requires a camera in order to track head movement. If you already have a TrackIR device, then you can simply use that. Alternatively, the recommendation is to use a modified PS3 eye camera. Unfortunately, this is not available from purchase directly from UTC. You will need to source your own, and this will set you back an additional £20 for a pre-modified version. Like most alternative head tracking devices, UTC2 also requires some additional software. As mentioned previously, it works with TrackIR directly, or FreeTrack, FaceTrack Noir, which is actually no longer free and will cost you £2.50 to install, and OpenTrack. For this review, I tested using FreeTrack and OpenTrack, and you simply navigate to the website, download it, install the software, run it, turn on the UTC2, and you should immediately see the 3 points showing up. The UTC2 can be mounted either on the left-hand side or the right-hand side of your headset, and this is achieved using the Velcro tabs provided. A chance now for you to enjoy some in-game footage, whilst I discuss the setup and the performance of the UTC2 in-game. For this review, I tested the following games: Farming Simulator 17, Project Cars, X-Plane, Fernbus Coach Simulator, GP Bikes and Assetto Corsa. And it worked seamlessly, straight out of the box, without issue on all of those games. Usual recommendation is to reduce ambient light within the room, but actually I found with the UTC2 this wasn't really a necessity, as the LED lights were picked up in a room where my blinds were open. Usually I have to close the blinds in order to use a head tracking device, but not with the UTC2. I was asked by UTC to specifically test their field of view capabilities, and in a word, it's exceptional. The UTC2 has by far the best field of view of any devices that I have reviewed and tested to date. In my tests, the UTC2 retained connection right up to the point where I could no longer see the screen, and I believe even beyond that, although truth be told, I couldn't see my PC screen to check. That is more field of view than anyone on the planet could ever possibly need. I thought the comment about breaking your neck before losing signal was just rhetoric, but actually, I think it might well be an accurate statement. In addition to this, I found that the UTC2 actually felt extremely responsive immediately, without need for game-specific tweaking. I dare say that additional tweaking would enhance the experience even more. There does seem to be a very low latency with the UTC, giving almost immediate feedback from head movement to screen. And with the extra wide angle LEDs in place, it didn't lose connection regardless of how far I turned my head. I must say this really is the bee's knees of TrackIR alternatives. The proof of the pudding is in the eating, and this one tastes great. The mind boggles of what on earth could be added or improved in version 3. When you also consider that the UTC charges in less than 2 hours, and in actual fact mine took less than an hour to fully charge, and depending on what version you have will dictate how long the rechargeable battery will last, but mine has stayed strong for a good 10 hours in testing, and is expected to last even an hour beyond that. The UTC2 Pro version is actually designed to last for an incredible 19 hours straight. Now that would be some epic gaming session. Honestly, I have no qualms about this device whatsoever. I absolutely love it. I have a few suggestions for UTC though, maybe something to think about for version 3. The very first thing I noticed was the lack of any welcome note inside of the packaging. Now this might seem like a trivial thing, but having received and opened a few devices now, I have to say that the simple addition of a slip of paper with a hello and a brief guide on how to start setting up your kit is actually a very positive and comforting start to the relationship. This is something that UTC can easily address, and hopefully they will in the future. Also, there is not currently any real indication of whether the device is on or not, other than the OnOff Switch of course. Now the obvious negative implication of such a feature is going to be battery drain, but with such a long battery life that isn't necessarily an issue. This is not a deal breaker whatsoever and does not in any way detract from the quality or performance of the UTC2. Maybe there is also an avenue in the future to include a modified camera as part of your kit in a bundle perhaps. That's just something else to consider. To be honest though, I struggled to find anything to complain about with the UTC2. This device seems robust and it has a professional build and a clean finish to it. It's really lightweight. I barely noticed I was wearing it at all. It has excellent battery life and recharge times are very impressive too. Installation is simple, the easiest yet, and in-game performance is very good, exceptional even, and the pricing is competitive and it ships worldwide. Overall, I like this device a great deal, and without any question I would recommend this kit to anyone. If you can source a camera, an essential piece of equipment for this device, then without doubt the UTC2 will reward you with low latency, wide field of view and an impressive battery life to boot. My name's Mike, this is Sim UK, thank you for watching, until next time take good care of yourselves, bye bye.